Uh, Welcome. Hi, everybody. I'm Bruce, Uncle Bruce, with Stock Markets with Bruce. Welcome to my show. We're on 15 minutes earlier than usual today because, of course, it's an unusual time right now. We've got the markets off kind of the same amount as we saw yesterday afternoon after the announcement made by President Trump regarding worldwide tariffs. The market was caught, quite a bit of the market was caught off guard with respect to how widespread the tariff attack would be. And we're beginning to notice the beginning of what's going to be called, I think, the Trump session. The Trump recession is in full swing right now. This is going to be a global economic slowdown. This is not going to target China by itself or Vietnam or any countries. You're hearing all kinds of talk this morning, I'm sure, about, Vietnam with all those Nike shoes. Oh, they're going to get punished, or China's getting it. Oh, they're getting it now. This is global. There are small countries around the world who have done nothing incorrect or improper against the United States, selling the United States coffee or bananas or pineapples or melons or pears or peaches or whatever. And they're getting whacked with tariffs that they have no way to defend themselves against for absolutely no reason. There are small countries in the world being attacked by the United States that are supposed allies of the United States, and they're asking themselves, what did we do? You guys come to us, you American buyers come to us and say, hey, you guys make some really nice coffee. We'd like to have you roasted, or we'll buy the beans from you. We're going to buy your other agricultural goods. We grow them for you. We ship them to you. You buy them, and now we're the problem. There are countries very confused right now as to what the hell did they ever do. And they're now wondering, well, the Chinese keep coming by here, and they keep offering to build a railway in our country. They are coming in here to offer to build new ports for us. They're building out super highways. They're financing the construction of high-rise office towers in our capital city. You Americans are just buying our apples and peaches and bananas and coffee beans, and you're not investing in our country. These countries are investing in our country, and now you're stabbing us in the back. What do you think the future is going to be for us? That's what's happening across the world in many countries right now. Now, the usual suspects that we talk about here, of course, China and bad Canadians, the Mexicans and the other importers and exporters. We're all looking at each other going, what's with this guy? What's his freaking problem? Well, he's got a lot of problems. The reality, though, is that he is not the only one coming up with this by himself. He has a team of advisors that he has employed for several years now, and getting ready for yesterday to unleash the fury of the U.S. against the rest of the planet. And he doesn't seem to want to work with anyone unless you bow in his presence. And there are a lot of countries out there going, hey, America, we love you. We love watching reruns of Happy Days, and we love watching your movies, and your YouTube videos are funny. And of course, there's Uncle Bruce from Canada, great guy. But look, the reality here is this. Sweden can buy goods from Finland. Finland and Sweden can buy and trade goods with Papua New Guinea. There are ships around the world that go everywhere, and you can buy mangoes from one country to another country, and America is not involved in any of these transactions. And a lot of these countries have been asking themselves now for about 5 months, since November, what happens if this happens? And there have been some saying, what happens if what happened yesterday really is going to happen? And it did happen yesterday. That everyone is the enemy of the United States. There are no exemptions to the rule in America's eyes. Well, shouldn't we strengthen our ties with ourselves? Shouldn't the Baltic countries do a lot more trading with the European countries? And shouldn't the European countries do a lot more trading with Middle Eastern countries? And shouldn't African countries do a lot of trading with the South American countries? And forget America entirely. Like, just don't even bother with these guys, because we'll take the Brazilian real for the whatever currency here in Africa or the Middle East or Asia, and we'll do our business that way. Let's just settle on the euro as our currency, or the British pound, or the Swiss franc, or whatever, and that's exchangeable. What do we need the US dollar for? What do we need America for? Is America really going to protect us from absolute terrorist groups and religious zealot groups out there? I mean, they won't even protect the Ukraine. They're not even protecting their allies, the Ukrainians, who have done America and the Western world the greatest favor of all time, which is completely decimate the Russian army as we knew it. 5,000 Russian tanks have been destroyed in the last 2 years. And Russia is now using World War II vintage tanks to keep going into Ukraine. I mean, what a favor. And talk about lifting the curtain on the ineptness of the Russian military. Oh my God, have the Pentagon guys, they're rubbing their hands in glee, going, oh God, we thought the Russians were, just all talk and no show. And now we see it. These guys are getting their butts handed to them by 1/7 the size of their army. Ukraine, they can't even invade Ukraine across the board 2.5 years into this thing. The Chinese are going, my God, the Russians, we thought they were going to be a problem for us, that they might invade us in China. Hell, we can put 1/10 the troops on our front line in Russia. These guys are useless. But America was supposed to be the backer of Ukraine, and was supposed to be the backer of Western ways, and forward of democracy and free trading and economic growth, and you get richer, we work together. All of a sudden, it's a one-way street. It's America first. It's America only. And world traders, world countries, all the countries of the world are asking themselves, why in God's name do these American people re-elect this guy? He's a convicted felon. He's got all kinds of problems domestically. And they re-elect him. Like, what is wrong with us to not understand Americans? What is it about Americans that we don't get? And yesterday, the president basically told the rest of the world to go screw itself. And I think the rest of the world is seriously thinking, okay, we'll go screw ourselves and leave you out of the picture, because there is no need for us to bow down to the ultimate leader of the free world. This guy is not worthy of a tip of the cap, and we'll just ignore him for at least 21 more months until the midterms. And if he gets wiped out in the Senate and the Congress, like he couldn't win Wisconsin's judicial race, if he gets wiped out, he's a lame duck for his last 2 years. We'll keep an eye on him, but we'll wait those 2 years out. And then we'll really see who's going to be the next president of the United States. And then we'll find out if it's worth our while to deal with the Americans. Because the Americans clearly don't want to deal with us. They do not want the status quo anymore. And so, unfortunately, for 80 to 90% of Americans yesterday, without realizing it, the standard of living for almost all Americans dropped dramatically starting yesterday afternoon. And in a year from now, many Americans, except for the absolute Kool-Aid drinking, who will never understand or believe anything anyone says but Trump himself, 90% of America will realize, oh shoot, I can't go on a holiday to Australia. I can't go to a holiday in Europe. I cannot afford to go on a holiday to these other countries because our dollar just got whacked by 5%. My house value isn't there. My retirement value isn't there. The stock market went into a bear market and hasn't come out of it. We're not going to get the snapback rally to take us to new all-time highs anytime soon. This is not a program, what we saw yesterday, that makes America richer. This is a program that guarantees to make America poorer, especially Americans. If you're in the top 10%, you have nothing to worry about. You've got the cash flow to do whatever and enjoy business class. Take advantage of United's sale. They'll give you sale tickets to Europe. But when you get there, you're going to pay European prices for whatever you're going to pay for. Oh, if you're in the top 10%, you're fine. You're okay. You're making $400,000 a year, $800,000 a year. You got $5 million in the bank. You got $20 million in assets. A European vacation for a couple of weeks is not going to be a problem. But if you're in the bottom 90%, and you've just noticed your grocery bills go up 15% in the last 2 years, watch for it. You've noticed that the cost of everything at Walmart is 15% higher, 10% higher. Everything at Target, everything at Costco, no matter where it comes from. You thought that if you didn't buy Chinese goods, you'd be okay. You could just buy goods from other countries that are not in the gun sights of the Republican Party at the White House. You were wrong. You were completely dead wrong. Every country is being nailed with a minimal tariff. And the numbers, the tariff numbers for some of the bigger players are way higher than anyone expected. And so the US market is in a tailspin right now. The European market is in a tailspin. The Asian stock market is in a tailspin. There are no winners. There is no part of the world where we're winning. No one is winning. Everyone is losing at the same time. And the problem for viewers of this channel and the viewers of any other YouTube channel, or if you're watching CNBC or Fox News, is you're not going to get the reality info from your favorite media sources out there, the big outfits, because they are in bed with the hedge fund players who advertise on these entities, BlackRock and Citadel and all these boys. They advertise on CNBC and Fox Business and Bloomberg. So you're not going to get the scoop from those guys because they're not going to talk against their own people who back this president to the hilt. You're going to find that there's going to be a market sell-off globally that is going to affect every leveraged hedge fund out there. And there are thousands of hedge funds this morning who are in real trouble. They're leveraged at rates you can't imagine. Those of you who watch me here, you have margin accounts because you write options, and you've been told that, oh yeah, you can borrow, for every dollar you have, you can borrow another dollar from us, the broker, to do whatever you want. There are hedge funds out there who've made arrangements through private dealings and through the derivatives market that is unregulated, the black hole derivative market that Blackstone and Citadel and all the other players are deeply into. They are leveraged 20, 30, 40 to 1. And when you're leveraged 40 to 1, a 2.5% move against you wipes you out. Because for every dollar you got, you borrowed 40. 40 to 1, baby. And if you lose $2.50, your dollar's gone. You only have $1. If you're 30 to 1, you've got 333 of capital. So for every dollar you control, only $3.33 is yours. We're down 4% today. You're wiped out. If you've got 20 to 1 leverage, that means you have a $5 bill for every $100 of assets you're running. And we're down 2.5%, you've just lost half your value. We're down 4%, where you just lost 80% of your value. You were sold out, and you're now 1/5 the size you were yesterday. This market sell-off is not a one-day event, and it's not an 8-second attention span move. Okay, this meltdown of global markets is going to be around a while because the fallout is now going to take place. The actual sun is up and the snow is all over the ground and it looks all pretty, just like a beautiful postcard from Vermont in the middle of the winter. That the sun rises this morning and the angle of that sun is much higher now and is going to melt snow faster than you can imagine, which causes flooding in low-lying areas. And we are going to see mudslides and ugly stuff happen to this stock market. And it's going to happen in the oil market. Oil is down $4.60 a barrel for West Texas right now. Why would U.S. oil be down $4.60 a barrel? What has that got to do with a tariff? It's not like foreign countries buy American oil, does it? Well, actually, they do. Well, what about gold? It's down $60 an ounce. Why should it be down? Doesn't gold go up during uncertain economic times? The problem is gold is quoted in American dollars. The American dollar is now out of favor with a lot of players out there. A lot of players out there are going to want to deal in euros, in pounds, in Sweden, in Swiss francs. They're not going to want to be in the American dollar. The uncertainty of the U.S. economy is now front and center with a lot of people out there who are in the investment game. And they're going, hey, if there's a tariff being charged by America for all imports into America, stands to reason that every other country out there is going to put a tariff on all American goods coming into all of their countries. And so, okay, Apple gets a tariff on goods, coming in from China. Apple watches and Apple iPhones and computers go up in cost, but doesn't it stand to reason that if Apple is trying to sell product into Canada, into Mexico, into Switzerland, into France, into Gabon, into Guyana, Apple is trying to sell product into India, trying to sell product into Vietnam, don't you think that these countries importing Apple goods made in China, of course, are going to slap a tariff on that American company? Yeah, you bet your ass they are. And all of a sudden, the number one most capitalized company on the planet, Apple, is facing headwinds it wasn't facing yesterday. And all of a sudden, analysts are going to come out and go, okay, well, based on the tariff situation here, we expect Apple's sales to drop by 12% next year. We expect Apple's profits to drop by 8% because they'll do cost cutting and they'll do layoffs and they'll do some more stock buybacks. And so they won't lose 15% of their value. They'll only lose 8% of their value. But 8% on a $3.5 trillion company is $250 billion. We're talking serious losses here, which means every single pension fund in the United States, every single mutual fund, every single ETF in the US and around the world that own Apple shares have all seen and will see a loss in their values equal to $250 billion across the board. It'll all be filtered down. Then you add the other Magnificent Seven and the S&P 500, probably 4 of the 500 S&Ps are international players. You got yourself a problem. And this isn't a 1 day, 8-second attention span problem. This is weeks and months of problems, and the foundation has been shaken and there are cracks all over the place in the parquet down below. And now you've got engineers going everywhere going, let's take a look at Apple, let's take a look at Google, let's take a look at Amazon, let's take a look at Tesla, let's take a look at Nvidia, let's take a look at Qualcomm, let's look at Verizon, let's look at everybody in every industry that does business globally. And now let's find out which country is going to impose tariffs on American services and goods. There's 2 things America is really good at selling. Stuff that you can pack in a box and stuff you can pack into a digital box. A digital box is software, services. America is really good at that product. And that's so easy to tariff, because you tariff it at the electronic level, not the physical level. When a ship comes into the United States full of containers, and the containers are full of cardboard boxes, the U.S. Customs Service will just slap a 10 to 50% duty, depending on what it is, tariff duty on everything coming in these containers. When Microsoft and Google and Apple and others sell services, the stuff you buy on your iPhone, clickety click click click, $5.99 a month, $2.99 a month, or $29.99 for the software program, or $149. If a tariff is charged to the company that is importing this stuff into these countries, it's done at that electronic level. Now, your Target, you own Target, you're the CEO of Target Corporation, you now know that in the next 3 to 6 months, all those container ships coming to you in the US filled with Christmas stuff for this Christmas coming up and next year Easter, all that stuff that will be coming will be taxed and tariffed when it arrives. And so you can hold off paying tariffs for Christmas decorations. All retailers will be able to only have to pay that when it arrives. Electronically transmitted product is instantaneously tariffed today. And so Apple and Google and Amazon and Oracle and name off all of these guys, they're all getting nailed this afternoon, tomorrow, Monday morning, next Wednesday afternoon, whatever the moment is. From that moment forward, boom, the tariffs are automatically added and will be paid up front. And that means the importers of these products, not Apple itself, Apple's customers will pay a tariff to their government to import Apple product and software and app store stuff. And all of these countries will start collecting tariffs against these companies from their importers in cash. And that will help them subsidize their businesses who are getting nailed with tariffs to the United States. It's an ugly game, and it's a bad business deal. Nobody wins, not even governments. You think that the United States government is a winner because of all these billions of dollars coming into the U.S. government, trillions of dollars of trade. They're talking about $6 trillion of imports that are going to be tariffed. The U.S. government is going to raise a ton of money from this. It's going to land in Trump's IRS department that he, wants to get rid of. And this will allow the United States government to now subsidize their farmers because the cost of potash, which is known as fertilizer, comes from Canada. 90% of it, farmers in the United States need help. And the Trump team is there to help them. And the auto sector will need help in certain areas. The Trump team is there to help them. There will be other sectors of the U.S. economy decimated by these tariffs, domestic self-imposed cuts. And the United States Treasury will be called upon by industries to bail them out. And then there's the tax cut thing. That thing. The Republicans yesterday and the day before yesterday are trying to push forward as quickly as possible through the Senate a bill to approve a $5 trillion tax cut continuation program for the next decade for the top taxpayers corporately and personally. However, that legislation usually passes with a $5 trillion cut in expenses because you have to pass it through the Senate as an economically neutral program. So if you raise taxes, you can then raise fees here, reduce taxes there. It has to equal out. The legislation being proposed right now has no cuts announced. We're working on it, they're saying. We're going to get to that later. First thing we want to do is just approve the tax cuts, and then we'll find the money to approve the tax cuts. Well, yesterday's move is a big step in that direction. A tax increase of $3,800 per family in the United States was announced by the President of the United States yesterday, and you didn't hear that amount from him at all. You didn't hear him say that it's going to run every American family $3,800 because no president is stupid enough to say anything like that. You announce tariffs against countries, but you don't call it a tax increase against Americans because after all, countries don't vote the president in, Americans do, and you don't piss off Americans. And so you have balloons and fireworks and happy times and a happy celebration on the East Lawn to announce how great America is going to be again and how wonderful this is all going to be. And then you wake up the next morning and you join Uncle Bruce, and he indicates to you that, well, it looks like the Dow is off 1,175 points right now. And you're asking yourself, wait a minute, what's happening to my 401k? I'm putting in $100 every 2 weeks into my 401k. My employer's matching it. This is my retirement. I'm 45 years old, and at 65, this account is supposed to be my payoff plus Social Security. How am I doing? How's my 401k doing? And you may have noticed that back in December, it was doing great because you just had a second year of 25% growth in the U.S. markets. The S&P 500 went up 25% 2 years in a row in the last 2 years of Biden's presidency. And now you've got the supercharging Trump coming in, and we're going to go 50% a year now to show you. We'll show you what a Republican president can do, because that sleepy Joe Biden was garbage. We are going to make some money now. And you're looking at your 401k going, wait a minute. Even before the tariffs were announced, my 401k is down. And now you're telling me we're down 1,200 points this morning on the Dow already this morning? We don't open up for another 45 minutes. What the hell's going on? Well, it's called the Will Smith dope slap. Hello. When you take $3,800 out of the American family and give it to Washington, you're not giving it to corporate America. Don't think Apple gets any of this money. Microsoft doesn't get it. NVIDIA doesn't get. No, the $3,800 per American family is going to the United States Treasury. That is a tax increase that was given to all Americans. Now you ask yourself, well, how much money do we make in our house? We make $100,000 a year combined with my salary, my wife's salary, or my full-time job, my part-time job, and my wife works part-time, or whatever, or however we calculate our numbers. We make $100,000 a year here in America. We just got a $3,800 tax increase that just came through here. That's 3.8% tax increase. What's with the tax, this $5 trillion tax cut thing? Where's that for me? Well, you're not getting any of that. You're not paying enough already to get much of a refund. You got 5-7 years ago when that first tax cut was announced, you got $20 every 2 weeks more on your paycheck. You'll maintain that now. You're going to maintain the $20 every 2 week tax cut. You're not going to get a $20 every 2 week tax increase. Congratulations. But now you're going to get $3,800 a year added to your tax bill from these tariffs, and the spill-off effect of that. You take out of the American economy hundreds of billions of dollars, trillions of dollars of capital out and put it into the government hands to then extend tax cuts. You have just given yourself a full-blown domestic recession. And unfortunately, Americans will spend less because they have less, which means there will be domestic slowdowns. And then you add to that the international community saying, oh yeah, you're nailing me a 30% tariff on my coffee beans and my bananas and my pineapples and my papayas. And well, guess what, buddy? Everything coming into our country now has a 30% tariff coming from the USA, electronic or otherwise. And that means certain suppliers to Apple, certain suppliers to Amazon, to Google, to Microsoft, to all the other companies that are being nailed tariff elsewhere in every country in the world will be cutting back their orders. And that will mean layoffs in America for exporters, companies that realize 45% of our sales go to the rest of the world. Only 55% is sold in the United States. The rest of our business is international. And that has gone down by 50% in demand. And that is a 25% loss in business for thousands, tens of thousands of American corporations, big and small. And that means layoffs, furloughs, early retirement packages, bankruptcies, receiverships. That's what's coming next. This is a slow motion meltdown of the world economy. There will be bankruptcies in Germany. There will be slowdowns in Argentina. There will be problems in Canada, Mexico. This is not a USA only problem. This is now global. This is a global war of gigantic economic proportions. And it now will not be able to be undone, because not everyone is going to make peace with everybody overnight, and it's all going to be fine. We have 4 years of this now. We have 3 years and 9 months more of this to look forward to. This means a bear market for the stock market, and it's not going to be a slightly bear market. It's going to be a very deep bear market, because quarter after quarter after quarter after quarter, We're going to get earnings surprises on the downside. We're going to get shocks in the system, and it is spreading across all industries. And so I do not see a quick turnaround for anyone anytime soon. I'm just a guy in front of a computer. The last time I saw, or I didn't see it personally, I wasn't alive, but the last time a very big tariff deal was announced was during the movie Ferris Bueller's Day Off, when Ben Stein, the professor, the high school teacher, asked the students, do you know what the Smoot-Hawley tariff bill was from 1933, 34, whatever year it was? And no one answered, because, in the 80s, kids didn't pay attention to 40-year-old teachers. You might notice in 2025, a lot of high school kids don't pay attention to 40-year-old teachers that were born in 1980, 85, just so you know. So the babies of 1985 are now Ben Stein in 2025. They're ignored too. The Smoot-Hawley Act was a disaster, a massive disaster. Extended the world's depression longer, especially for the U.S. Tariffs are a one-way ticket to a recession and a worldwide depression, possibly, but certainly a recession. And it's not going to be America only. And that's going to be the problem for the U.S. The U.S. will not be able to get out of this recession because its trading partners are also in a recession. And now it requires both sides to eliminate tariffs and stimulate their economies. Problem, not all countries can stimulate their economies as easily as other countries can. And for the United States to stimulate its economy, it has to open up the spigot with regards to the money supply. It has to lower interest rates, which means the United States has to allow a higher deficit to occur in order to stimulate its own economy. The problem with the U.S. deficit right now is that it's at ridiculous highs, with a $5 trillion tax break on top of that being shoved through the houses while the Republicans control the houses of the Senate and the House of Representatives. 3 years from now, I don't know if there'll be any bullets left to be able to stimulate anything. And so now you've got real problems. Anyway, I'm just a guy in front of a computer saying to my viewers, if you're an option writer, God bless each and every one of you, and congratulations. You have found your way to avoid complete catastrophe in your investments. If you sold your shares in the last 3 months, 6 months, the last month, and you started writing cash secured puts, you are now writing call credit spreads, which I am begging you to do. And you've gone to my website here and you've been picking up the classes to learn all about how to write stock options. And now you're taking advantage of this buy 4 for 3. I mean, where else can you get a lower price for anything now? Right here. You can go to my website, stockmarkerswithbruce.ca, check out 18 lessons on how to become an option writer. And you might be able to, stave off serious losses in your 401k, your IRAs, and your investment accounts, whether you're American or Canadians, your margin accounts, your investment accounts, your RRSPs, your TFSAs. In Europe, in Britain, everywhere else, you can stave off the absolute carnage that you're looking at here that's only beginning, because you're going to bring premium into your money as the gamblers lose their butts. If you've sold your stock already and you've written cash secured puts and you're sitting on a mountain of cash, congratulations. You are not subject to this opening slaughter that's about to take place. There are right now hedge funds and investors getting the ugly texts and emails that they've been wiped out because they guessed wrong. They guessed that 6 months ago when Trump got elected, they were convinced that this is the beginning of a renaissance of investing opportunities, that sleepy Joe Biden's stock market of lousy 25% a year for 2 years in a row is now out of my life. Now I can really make some money. And they went hog wild and borrowed everywhere they could get their hands on and leveraged their asses to the upside. And it's been a pretty rough couple of months. And now we're having a bad year this morning. Not too good. Well, there's winners and losers, right? If you're all cash and you're writing cash secured puts and covered calls and call credit spreads and you're doing iron condors and you're watching the market very closely, you deserve to make money. You deserve to win. If you're deciding not to be a gambler, congratulations. If you decided to be a gambler, I feel sorry for you, because why are you trying to outguess the markets? You don't need to. You just let the markets tell you what's going on, and then you go with the market. Go with the market and be an option writer. Be a casino. Las Vegas long ago gave up trying to guess what's going to be the most popular slot machine. They just put 100 different slot machines on the floor, and they just watch which one people like to play. And they get rid of the ones they don't like to play, and they put in more of the ones they like to play. It's pretty easy. Monopoly slot machines are very popular. What can I tell you? They're not geniuses there. They're just pragmatic, and they just go, well, we just give them what they want. That's all. We just let them gamble what they want to gamble with. Why are we having to reinvent the wheel? Ridiculous. We make the odds so ridiculous in our favor, say the casinos. We can't believe they keep coming back. We just can't believe that people keep coming back to our casinos around the world knowing that they're probably going to lose money. It just defies all logic. And yet they keep coming back because they figure they're going to lose money, but they're having a good time doing it. My viewers here are option writers. They're casinos. And they take the money in first, they sell a contract way the hell up here, and they're offering to buy it back way down here. And the differential is their profit margin. And we have viewers here that make a couple of $100 every time they do a transaction. And then we have other viewers who do 5 or 10 contracts at a time, or 20 to 30 contracts at a time, 30 to 50 contracts at a time, and up. And they make thousands of dollars a transaction, tens of thousands of dollars a week, hundreds of thousands a month, millions a year, because the gamblers are dropping $5 trillion a week into that market. And my viewers are taking a slice of the action every week off the table, because they learned how options work and they learned how they trade. And they've gone to, one of the sources is here, this channel, where they found this spokesman, this high school teacher, I guess, this opinionated, balding Canadian who says, here's an idea. Why guess what direction NVIDIA is going to go, or Tesla? Why don't you just write options on this stuff and let the gamblers do the guessing? Take their money, offer to be the casino on their wager, and you've got a 95 to 98% win rate. That's what slot machines do. They give the house a huge win rate. I'm just a guy trying to help you figure it out. Richard Carlin, Andrea, RB, Mark C., thank you all for coming through here. Doug, I cannot see how recession will be avoided. All the layoffs and the record number of Americans can't pay off credit cards. This is insanity. Marcus here, Eddie, Sharon is in the house, Jeff is in the house. Welcome, everybody. Bobby's here. Austin, Ricecheck, Corinne, Luca. How you doing, baby? Luca, good morning, everybody from Toronto. Number 21 on the thumbs up meter. Thank you for these thumbs ups, you guys. Really appreciate it. Charlie's here. Vilbus, Free Range. Truffle Ski closed all my positions yesterday to move into a new brokerage. And boy, do I feel good about that right now. Done. Where are the tariffs? What are the tariffs on Russia? Yeah, well, there you go. Amy, Mike, John Biscuit, I reckon we could see the first 1,000 point drop on the NASDAQ today. It's been done before. We'll have more. Hey, I'm 11 minutes behind. I hope you're all having fun here. Austin, biggest shock is the sheer fest that went on with this event. People cheering for a giant tax increase, supporters of this wearing construction hats. What a timeline we're living in. Wait until all construction stops in the United States. Wait until all office towers are stopped halfway up and are not completed. Wait until car factories start shutting down due to lack of supplies because of tariffs disrupting the supply chain. It's coming. It's all coming, and all those cheering people are going to go, wait a minute, I thought this was good for us. He said it would be good for us. Well, we'll be back to work next week. It'll be fine. Oh, really? Think again, Charlie. Laugh out loud. I can't wait for 6 months when all the new factories will be sprouting up everywhere in America. Good morning from Katie. Mike, MK. I wonder if the market will hit the circuit breaker. Stephen Butler, number 41. I'm not a coffee drinker, but one tariff I will not have to pay is coffee. Mandu is here. Corinne, formal Canadian tariffs are 200% on Wisconsin dairy products. Yes, the problem with Wisconsin dairy products and other dairy products from the United States is that they are laced with growth hormones. They're illegal to sell in Canada. That's the problem with a lot of American processed foods. You may have noticed and have heard, or you may not be paying attention to it, but food from America is banned in Europe because it's considered poison. The food additives that the United States allows into its foods are banned in most of the rest of the planet. This is where Americans, so full of their message, don't get the message that it isn't, we don't like Americans at all. We love Americans. It's just that the food you're giving yourselves is killing you, and we don't want any of it. And there's the issue. And so tariffs are in place. There you go. But let's not forget something else, okay? Farmer subsidies is the number one subsidized product globally, all right? It's not America subsidizing its farmers and nobody else, or Canada, or the Mexicans, or the French, or the Germans, or the Swiss, or the Swedes, or the Finns, or the everyone. Farming subsidies are the plague of free trade around the world, and it all has to do with food, unfortunately. Farmers vote, and in the old days, back pre-war, the biggest group of voters that politicians had to convince to vote for them were farmers. And those boys and girls, smart as get up, farmers don't play poker against a farmer. You will get your butt handed to you. They are very good poker players. They put together their organizations to wrap up governments around their fingers. And if you don't believe me, just look at the Japanese farmer lobby. They control the Japanese politicians around their little baby finger. Same in France and Germany. It's unbelievable. So this Wisconsin thing, don't get all sucked into it, okay? There are all kinds of issues with protectionism everywhere. And then there is the additive problems. And unfortunately, American additives into bread, cereal, food coloring, jellies, jams, peanut butters, and you name it, illegal in Canada. You can't bring it in. It cannot be cleared through the health board. If you go to Canada ever and you go into a Canadian grocery store and you look at the label of Kraft peanut butter, the same stuff you guys buy in America, the Kraft peanut butter in Canada has different ingredients. Well, Welch's grape jelly in Canada, it can't be brought in. I love Welch's grape jelly. I put it on my bagel all the time. Can't bring it into Canada. It has to be made in Canada with other ingredients, food coloring and dyes and cancer-causing carcinogens, and on it goes. That's why. It's not personal. Anyway, MK, Vietnam got hit 47%. This is going to be fine. It's going to be crazy. What else? Susan Shops is here. Mike H. Love Boat Captain is here. Love Boat doesn't love me. He hates me. What can I say? I guess I don't know what I'm talking about. More clueless comments about Uncle Bruce today. The man, just stop. You have no idea what you're talking about. Anyway, but Fox News said so. There you go. Welcome all to the program. Thank you all for being here. Agree with me, don't agree with me. Just look at the market. The market doesn't lie. Maybe I do. Maybe you think I lie. The market doesn't lie. CKT number 65. Thank you for the thumbs ups, you guys. All of you are here. Thank you, Crazy 49er. Did they have Sharpie lines? Vilbus, they're about to do a mega tax cut, says Vilbus, even though tariffs make up for it. What else? Thank you all, everyone, for joining me today. The comments are coming fast and furious. Thank you all. Appreciate you all for being here. Okay. I just want you to get richer. Honestly, I have only one mission in life that you guys get richer from this market. That's it. I don't need to take it any further than that. That's all I care about. I want you guys to be winners. And if you're going to do it, if you can do it through the option side, I would be thrilled if that happens for you. Again, thank you all for just being here. Those of you who are members of this channel and subscribers, thank you again for keeping me on the air. If you're just a lurker and you're hanging out, you're welcome. But boy, I would appreciate if you became a member of this channel, kept us on the air, because the advertising revenue isn't going to do it. We're not Mr. Beast or anything like that. This is a specialty channel that talks about writing options to make money in a market that is incredibly uncertain right now and very unstable. And I think we're entering a bear market for quite some time. Kicking and screaming maybe, but that's where we're headed. There's a poll question out there today. It's pretty simple. I think the USA will enter a recession with the Trump tariffs kicking in. Yes or no? That's all you got to do. Yes or no? 253 of you have answered. 66, yep. 66% say yes, we're going into recession. 34% say no. So it's a 2-to-1 ratio where, yes, Bruce, we are going to see a U.S. recession. I think it could be much worse than that. I have a feeling that we're going to go into a global recession, and it's going to be ugly, very, very nasty. I'm looking at Rocket Lab down 140, a SoFi down 110, 111, GameStop down 115. I think those three stocks will recover over the next day or two. They'll probably get all this back because they're not really affected that much, although GameStop a little with tariffs on their games. But all in all, a $40, $50, $60 game going up $5 or $10 is not going to sink GameStop. SoFi is pure U.S. domestic, and Rocket Lab launches rockets into space. They're billions behind in orders. They can't keep up. Apple, however, down $17. Tesla down almost 17. Microsoft down 10. Google down at $5. Amazon down over 12. Nvidia off 630. Meta Platforms, Facebook down 28.90 a share. These guys are definitely going to get hit and continue to get hit. Supermicro down 290. ASTS Space Mobile down 250. AI down 131. Palantir down 519. MicroStrategy down $19. The crypto trade is not saving MicroStrategy right now. Unity down 131. Goldman Sachs down 26.60. Cisco off 147. Spiders are down $18, and so are the Qs. Netflix down just about $25 a share. We're down 13 cents on Pfizer. ARC Innovations down $3.17 a share. IBM down $5.11 to $2.44. Uber is down $3.50. HPQ down $2.15. Home Depot down $15.14. Vanex Semiconductors down $10. Adobe down $10.20, and Enphase down $3.50. If you are in the business of physical chip production, you're in the business of physical goods coming into America to sell at a retail level, like Costco, like Target, like Walmart, your Lululemon, you name them, they're all going to be under pressure to earn profits equal to last year or the year before or the year before. There will be years, possibly years of trouble for these retailers because the customers themselves will not be able to afford these expensive products like Lululemon because they will be poorer, and Lululemon's prices have gone up. And so there's a spread of misery here for Lululemon. The customer base is poorer and their cost base is higher. They have to either take a lower profit margin and eat the tariff themselves or pass it on. And the perception of the consumer is everything is up. Everything will be higher. Look at the price of a car and a truck going forward. I can't afford to make a purchase, and Lululemon is not going to be my number one priority right now in my life. I'm not going to line up to buy a Lululemon item as my number one thing. I've got to buy bread, milk, eggs for my kids. Getting crap from Lululemon is not the number one thing on my item right now. Costco, Costco will continue to sell milk and bread and eggs and hamburger meat and the $4.99 chicken and a $1.50 hot dog. Yes. But will Costco be able to sell $5,000 diamond rings? Will they be able to sell $2,500 wristwatches? Will they be able to sell $2,500 refrigerators? There's the problem, because these goods are all coming in from overseas, many of them, and they're out of the price range of their clientele, because they're even Costco's clientele. They don't deal with just the top 10%. Costco deals with the top 50% of America and Canada, and 40% of those folks, or 80% of the top 50%, are going to be under tremendous economic pressure going forward. That is going to be an issue. Anyway, I'm just a guy sitting in front of the computer here going, man, oh man, unbelievable. See what gives here. How do they feel in the White House this morning? I don't know. They're drinking their Kool-Aid. More power to them. It is what it is. It be what it be. And I welcome you all to the program. Thank you for joining in this morning with us from wherever you are on the planet. Again, thumbs ups keep coming in. I appreciate that. We're now sitting at about 109. Thank you. Trying to get to 200 every day. The question of the day is, I think the USA is going to enter a recession because of the Trump tariffs. Yes or no? 68% say, yeah, the Trump tariffs are going to create a recession in America. It's fairly evident what the market thinks. My poll question is 2-1. Look at the Dow down 1,200, and S&P down 200, and the NASDAQ down 902. The NASDAQ is down 4.5%. If the Dow was down 4.5%, we would be down over 2,000 points. That's how bad the NASDAQ is doing. It is equal to a larger than 2,000 point drop in the Dow Jones in the pre-market. The market has rendered its decision to this fiasco that was conducted yesterday on the East Lawn in the Rose Garden. It be what it be. Wow. Gold off $68 an ounce. Oil down $4.73 a barrel to $66.98. And there is no help there at the moment. Welcome all to the program. Thank you for joining me today as we just try to figure out how bad will it be for how long. I think we're going to have a series of sell waves coming through here on a daily, weekly, monthly basis for a while, with the odd up day or two, with the false hope of security that things are all going to be better again. There are all kinds of people out there hoping and praying and expecting all kinds of announcements of factory openings in the United States to create a zillion American jobs to produce product in America. I fear the problem here is that because trade has been so badly messed with, there isn't going to be any money available to borrow to build factories in the United States. And I wonder why on God's green earth would JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs and Bank of America and anyone else in the lending business, why would they consider lending billions of their depositors' money into factories that will be built in the United States to produce product that can be produced overseas at 1/4 the cost? Why would they back financially factories that can make goods in America that are only able to be marketed to Americans if there's an artificial tax on the cost of the product? Why would Americans be so stupid to buy a car $25,000 higher than it should be? I think Americans, smart as they are and very, very good with their money, are going to go, wait a minute, I'm not going to buy an Audi for $85,000. That was $60,000 last year. I'm not going to buy an Audi 3 years from now for $85,000, $90,000. That car was worth $60,000 without the government tax. Why would Audi build a factory in the United States to sell $90,000 cars? Audi cannot build cars in the US and retail them for $60,000. Toyota can't do it. Hyundai can't do it. By the time you pay the cost of American labor, the cost of all the environmental charges, the healthcare requirements, pension requirements, you can't make a car that cheap in the United States with American labor. You can make it in Mexico. You can make it in Canada. Both currencies are much cheaper than American currency. You can certainly do it in Indonesia. And if you were to build car plants in Pakistan or in Bangladesh, you could bring in Audis for $40,000. The problem is, of course, the $40,000 car will have a $45,000 tariff added to it, and Americans are going to be told, you have to pay $85,000 for this car. Americans will wait years for the next president to come in and elect any politician that comes up to the podium to say, you elect me as your next president, the first order of business on day one of my presidency will be the complete reversal of all tariffs against all countries. That'll be my first move. And someone will run on that platform showing Americans the cost of a television will go down $200. The cost of a mixer will go down 20%. The cost of a vacuum cleaner will go down 30%. The cost of cars, the cost of forks, knives, and spoons, all your American dollar will go a lot further. And if the polls begin to show that a tariff-cutting presidential candidate is leading in the polls, watch the American dollar already go up in anticipation of the voters bringing that person in. Watch foreign governments already want to talk to this presidential candidate already before they're even elected. Just watch the political right of the United States panic as the rest of the world says, guess what? You're done for. But that's 3 years away, 3.5 years away. We have to wait quite some time. The first date we have to wait for are the midterms. The midterm elections next year, November, will tell the rest of the world and Americans themselves the direction of the United States politically going forward. And we have to see whether or not the right can maintain control of the House and the Senate, or will they lose it, and by how much. And then it will be the presidential election 2 years after that, with the 2-year run-up into the election. You know how it goes in America. You're always in an election mode. And we'll just see what happens from there. Just a guy in front of a computer just trying to give you clarity in plain English what the rest of the world is thinking about right now and is going to watch closely going forward. At the moment, we're down 1,300 points on the Dow Jones. That is 3% right now on the Dow Jones Industrials. 212-point loss on S&P, that's 3.7% loss. On NASDAQ, we're down 891, which is 4.5% loss. Gold down $77 an ounce, down to $3,088.90. Silver down $2.50 at $32. Crude is now down $5 a barrel in America at $66.71 in Texas. That is the fact. I'm not making this up. That is what I'm reading. I'm sure you're seeing it yourself. On the VIX, we are looking at a 566 increase in the VIX to 2717. We're nowhere near 13, 14, or 15, which is extremely bullish. We are now into bearish territory, and it's getting worse. Not better. It's getting worse right now. We'll watch for that. I'm just a guy in front of the computer trying to figure it out. Europe, by the way, we're down 1.4% in London. Germany down 2.34%. France down 3%. Italy down 1.7%. Spain is off. The entire sector is underwater. Asia did not have a good night. It was down anywhere from 0.5% to 2.7%. All over the place. The Japanese market dropped 989 points yesterday, and they'll be down more now on futures, no doubt about that. Crypto, I don't know. Bitcoin is down 5,000 a coin right now to 81,800. There's no protection for crypto on this worldwide meltdown. There are people selling Bitcoin to pay their losses off on the equity side, on stocks. There are people they've been leveraging Bitcoin on margin. They're getting wiped out, and this is getting worse because Bitcoin is down 5.8%. This is why you're noticing MicroStrategy and GameStop and Coinbase are all down this morning in the pre-market, because the currencies like Solana is off 11.5%, XRP is off 6.5%, Ethereum is down 6%, and Bitcoin down 5.8%. This is all getting wiped out at the same time. And so it's spreading into other places. There's nowhere to hide. It's a meltdown of wealth everywhere. Real estate in America just went down in value everywhere. Has been doing it for months. It will now accelerate. And this is where there's nowhere to base your future wealth onto in a solid setting, because items are dropping in value. That's why cash is king right now. Cash is king now. And if you're an option writer from cash, you're the winner. Now, you might be saying, Bruce, I'm not a winner this morning. My market is down. I'm down on my account right now. You're not down like you could be. You're actually losing less. And you've got the opportunity now to do rollover work. And some of you are going to be very busy on rollover work today, tomorrow, next week. And it's going to be very profitable for you, obviously, because some of you can roll cash secured puts, covered calls, and credit spreads forward in time to bring in larger premium of dollars into your hands. And I encourage you to look into doing it. Are you having fun out there? Anybody having fun out there? Just saying, giddy up. Charlie, a new credit card. I just updated my membership. Kicked me out of the chat when you went members only. I have no idea what that means. That's weird. Let's go. Vilbus, the other part that no one ever talks about is when we offshore manufacturing, we are offshoring the negative environmental impacts of production. Yes, the smokestacks that used to be out of Cleveland and out of Toledo and out of Akron and thousands of other towns and cities in America and in small town Canada. All those smokestack factories are gone. They're now in Vietnam. They're now in China. They're now in Indonesia. They're now in South Korea. They're now in third world countries. And the water pollution, the air pollution, the toxic chemicals, the lifespan of third world employees of goods that we buy at pennies on the dollar until now. We have exported cancer, we have exported leukemia, we have exported killing diseases with these factory jobs as well. It is completely true. Alex, good morning, everybody. I have a question, number 116. I have 250 shares of BIL. IBKR won't allow the shares to be used as collateral for cash secured puts. So I sell the shares and I write 3 times NVIDIA, cash secured put, $90 strike, expiring Jan 26. What do you think about that? I love the idea. I absolutely love it, because you're going to beat the interest rate you're going to get from BIL, right? Alex, BIL returns 4.8%, and NVIDIA $90 cash secured put would return 15%. Make that move, because that's not even an annual move. That is only until January. Yes, Alex. Or should I just keep it simple and stupid, carry on with what I'm doing now? Look, if you can get these 15% returns on out of the money cash secured puts down to 90 on NVIDIA, you can do out of the money cash secured puts on other senior companies for these kinds of returns. You're crazy not to take it. Of course, call credit spreads with 1 or 2 week expiries, 3 week expiries, another way to go as well. So yes, Alex, look, write these puts, take the dough and work on call credit spreads on top of that, and then work it from there. Yeah, I'm totally in agreement. Would this let you buy more BIL? Well, theoretically, I guess it would. Jeff, cash secured puts require cash to be secured. Stocks lose and gain value, so it doesn't work. Stocks are collateral for covered calls, though. Lisa, Alex, check out the Jan 2027 NVIDIA cash secured premium. The $100 strikes are on $18 last night. Charlie, I think Credit Savage made the same trade yesterday. Alex, NVIDIA at 90 minus the premium is a good price. Brian, Uncle Bruce, I sold GameStop $25 covered calls yesterday for May 16th. I got $1.50 for them. I might be buying them back today. You might well be doing that. 8 minutes, 9 minutes, we open. Alex, free range, yes. Lisa, wow, that's some big premium out there. Free range, would you get in wash sale trouble selling BIL and then buying back? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Jeff says yes. Alex, free range. I'm a Brit. We have many problems, but no wash sales to worry about. Free range sounds like you'd win a little more by making some moves. Would you feel good about it? Alex, thanks. This channel is great for second opinions. I'll be making moves here. Savage of Wall Street. Margin calls are happening. I was put some Unity $25 expiring 2026. I was put some $10 Sava cash secured puts and some BBAI. I am a cash only guy, but anyone out on margin is peeing their pants right now. That's what I'm just saying. Touchgrass, you know it, buddy. Free range. Alex agreed. You're on it. Today is the day where some of you here, a good number of you, are going to take advantage of a down market. You're going to be able to buy calls back that you wrote yesterday, 3 days ago, 2 weeks ago, a month ago. You're going to be able to buy back call options for way less than you got for them, and you're going to be able to just write new contracts out of the money further down in time for a bigger cash premium. That's your job. It's what you're supposed to do. Stop thinking about where the stock is. Stop thinking what you paid for the stock. Make music with the stock you're using to bring in money. Bring in cash. Those of you who are doing call credit spreads, you wrote them with 70-cent credit, 50-cent credit, $1.20 credit, whatever it was. They're shrinking out this morning. You're going to close those out, and you're going to create new 2 to 3 week out contracts ahead of the market again immediately. Forget what the market is doing. Just do those. Stay out of the money, away from the campfire, and take credits in from the gamblers. This market is going lower. Giddy up, everybody. Savage, I talked about my trades on yesterday's video, which I made right after the tariffs were announced. You guys can check it out after Uncle Bruce. It's only 20 minutes. Andrea, hey, Uncle Bruce, I have an iron condor on Meta expiring in some 40-odd days. I sold a 480 put, bought 475. I sold a 705 call, and I bought a 710. What are your thoughts on the put side on this Meta? What have we got on Meta? Let me pop up my screen, and pardon me while I pop this up here and refresh it. Meta, $547 a share on the stock, and you are into 470.75, 475.80s. No trouble, just let the shrinkage continue and enjoy. If one side or the other is shrinking faster, like the calls, you might roll the calls down. You might come down on the calls into the 680 level or 660 level, and buy back the cheap call, close out the cheap call, and then create a bigger credit closer in, same time frame. Totally up to you, or roll forward. But 40 days out, very good. Very, very good. Alex, Savage of Wall Street, love your videos, dude. I've not caught up on yesterday, but I will do so later. Savage, Alex, thank you, my friend. Aurora, number 125, good morning, everybody. 125 thumbs ups. Good morning to all of you. Thank you all for joining me. Welcome to the program. Americans collecting unemployment benefits now the highest since late 2021. Interesting comment there. U.S. Stock futures hit the low shortly before the opening bell as investors received the latest weekly update on the number of Americans receiving unemployment benefits. We trade in 4 minutes. While the number of Americans applying for first-time benefits fell to a 7-week low, the tally for people continuing to collect 1.9 million, the highest tally since 2021. Interesting what's going on there. The trade deficit narrowed 6.1% in February to $122 billion. completely contrary to Trump's opinions. There you go, kids. We'll see what's going on. Never a dull moment in this world in which we live. Welcome all to the program. Thank you for joining us. We open in 3.5 minutes. We're going to see how the markets want to react to all of that. We've got the Dow now down 1,247 points. We've got S&P down 209, NASDAQ down 869. Gold down $87 now, falling even faster, further. Silver down 270, crude oil down 527 there as well. Let's see. Rugman speaks tomorrow, says Alex. Crazy 49er. I'm unemployed. There you go, crazy. But I'm making money. Hello, Ed. What little dry powder I have left to right. I'm going to hold on to looking for a recovery, or I'll be rolling ASTS, SMCI, GameStop, and Rocket Lab. Savage of Wall Street. Uncle Bruce, what do you think the tariffs effect will be on the Fed? You think Jay Powell's going to cave, or does he even care what Trump wants? He will wait for the unemployment numbers. He knows inflation is going to go up. He will watch for that. If it's if a 1% rise, he won't react too much. But if it's a 3% pop in inflation, he will have to act on higher rates. On the other hand, if inflation is moderate, it's higher but not out of control, he will then pay attention to the unemployment rate. If the unemployment rate spikes and job losses mount, he may have to lower rates. And that is going to spur inflation even more, and that is bad news. So we'll wait to see what happens there. Sandwich, I wrote a ridiculous amount of cover calls yesterday, and today I am grinning from ear to ear. Uncle Bruce, this is unbelievable. The capital that's going to flow into his hands, absolutely stunning. Welcome all to the program. If you're an option writer, you are loving the action. You can't help but love it. You're going to make money. Viewers on this channel will make money today and tomorrow and next week. These markets will have a jolt. They may have a bit of a recovery and another jolt, but overall, I think we go lower because the global economy is under threat now, not the American economy. But it doesn't help that the number one reason that the world will go into a recession is the President of the United States and his advisors. They are totally on the wrong side of the markets, but you can't talk to this guy. I mean, just impossible. There you are. I'm just saying, I'm just a guy in front of a computer. Brian, is writing out to June, September, January smart move for covered calls out of the money? Nothing wrong with that. Nothing. The more money you can grab out of the money now, the smarter you are. There is nothing wrong with sitting on a mountain of cash with out of the money contracts. Nothing is wrong with that at all. Ever. Welcome to the program. Touch grass, open the gate, baby. Cindy, I got out of most of my TSLA put spreads today, and we'll probably do the same with Tesla credit spreads today. Crazy 49er, should I be worried about my puts that are 6 months to 1 year out? Nothing to worry about whatsoever. No. We're a minute away from the opening. Welcome all of you to the program. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up button. Thank you for answering my poll question today. Welcome to the show. If you're a member of this channel, thank you so much for your backing and encouraging me to keep on going. 129 thumbs ups. They're coming in. Thank you. 331 votes now. 68% of you now, 69% of you now are calling the recession a likely thing because of the tariffs kicking in. Only 31% don't think there's a recession happening. Well, the numbers will speak for themselves. We are open. Larry has hit the bells. It's official. Once Larry does this, the markets are open now. And I welcome you all. Cindy B, I'm in Tesla yesterday on put spread when Tesla was up. Giddy up. Giddy up. DH, neat. We're running, baby. We're going to honor the Knights of Knee with knee emojis. And we're here to trade, and we're here to make money as option writers. Thank you all for joining in. Those of you who have been grabbing my lessons on how to write options are getting paid big time today. I suspect there are some of you here who are going, Uncle Bruce, I bought your classes starting in 2021 and all the way up until the number 18 that you did, and I have been paid back multiple times over, and it will not stop. I thank you very much. I congratulate all of you out there. If you're taking advantage of the buy 4 for the price of 3 sale, I encourage you to take advantage of that because everything else is getting more expensive out there. Learn how to write options. Welcome to the party. Thank you all for joining me today from wherever you are. Stuart is here. Richard is here. Crazy 49er. Tesla is almost out of the pre-market hole now. Andreas is going with an emoji. So is Charlie. Thank you all. We are down about, I think, 1,200 right now, 1,300 points on the Dow. 186 on S&P, 766 on NASDAQ as the market is slowly opening up. SoFi down $1.07, ASTS down 164, Rocket Lab down 123, GameStop down 138, MSTR down $21, AI down 121, Supermicro down 316, NVIDIA down 608, Tesla down $12 at the moment. Spiders are now off 1798. The triple Qs are down 1772. Call credit spreads on all of these big ticket items is where you want to be. James says, neat. So says Aurora. Jeff Glass went from tweet to Trump yesterday. Okay, giddy up. Palantir down $4. Costco down $19.64. Coinbase down $14. We got Google down $5, Apple down $18.77 to $2.05. Broadcom down $11, Microsoft $8.59 lower, Intel down 34 cents, Netflix down $23, Meta down $36, EI Lilly down $7.41, Amazon down $12.63, Uber down $2.56, Adobe down $10.79, Cisco down $2, AMD down $4, Unity down $1.70, Enphase down $3.39. Spire down 62, Moderna down 150, Pfizer up 13 cents. The only green I see. IBM down 244, HPQ down 299, Home Depot down 1750, Vanik Semiconductors down $10, Goldman down $39, Boeing down $10, Target down 8, JP Morgan down $12.90, Walmart down $1.95, Disney down $3.90, American Airlines down 78 cents to $9.82, DraftKings down $2.12 a share. AMC down 9-10 cents a share. Royal Caribbean down $18. It's red everywhere at the moment as markets are selling off pretty well across the board. 1,053 on the Dow, 174 on S&P, 730 drop on NASDAQ at the moment. Food giant Conagra stock falls as supply chain issues lead to an earnings miss. NVIDIA stock is falling. Not even chip exemption saves it from a broad slump. $72 trillion great wealth transfer is set to begin at the moment. That's generational shifting. All kinds of stuff going on here. We will see all kinds of swings, good and bad, all day today. Do not get fooled that it's just a one-way ticket, either higher or lower. It's just going to go everywhere. Bobby Yuck, the VIX is up 26%. Jeff Glass, this guy thinks he's going to tariff fentanyl. Brian, things are recovering. Brian, not sure if that will last. There you go. Welcome all to the program. SoFi down 91 cents. SoFi has no reason to fall. Rocket Lab, no real reason to back off either. It's down 110. GameStop down 119 with $6+ billion cash in the bank. They are fully protected. They'll be into some Bitcoin, but again, they may have only put in 10 to 100 million into Bitcoin. There is no law saying they have to get into Bitcoin all the way right away. No way. We'll see how this plays out. Thank you all for joining in to the program here. Like I say, we're watching a lot of stuff right now. Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up. We've got a lot of stuff to follow here with the markets gyrating a lot. We're down 1160 now again on the Dow, 2.73% drop in the Dow, 3.2% drop on S&P, 4.38% drop on NASDAQ. The VIX is down, is going 26% the wrong direction. It's up 570 to 2724. The VIX is going much higher here. Gold down 80 to 90. Oil down 517 a barrel. So that is what's going on at the moment in this crazy market to start the day. Welcome all to the program. 345 of you have answered my question of the day. I appreciate that. If any of you out there can hit the yes or no button to that, please do. Thank you again for the thumbs ups now. 134 and climbing. Thank you for hitting that as well. Welcome all to the show and to the program today. Fun times? Not necessarily, but it is what it is. The world has rendered its decision. The investment world has rendered its verdict on the announcement from the Rose Garden, and it is somewhat negative, I suppose. I'm trying to read between the lines if there's any positive silk lining. I can't find it. Markets are under pressure. Rocket Lab 1820, SoFi 1127, GameStop 2161. 23andMe is now trading on the over-the-counter markets at 124 a share. Symbol now MEHCQ. That is the symbol now for 23andMe at the moment. Spire 754 down 57. Smart Rent 108 down 7. Apple down 17. Tesla down $10. Microsoft down 11.80. Alphabet, Google down 5.58. Amazon down 12.86. Nvidia down 6.22. Meta down $41.49 right now. SMCI Supermicro down 288 to 32.21. ASTS Space Mobile down 170. AI down 143. Palantir down 364. MicroStrategy down 1650 at $296 or so. Unity down 178. Goldman down $38. Cisco down 191. Spiders down 1759. The Qs are down 1720. Netflix down 1863. Pfizer down 4 cents. ARC Innovations down 305. IBM down 131, Uber down 246, HPQ down 368 at 2420. That is the low of the year right now. Home Depot down to 353, down 1771. Vanik at 203, down 1036. Adobe down 1189, and our friends at Enphase are at $60 a share, down 209. Okay. Adobe right around its low of the year right now, 373-ish, trading at 374. Vanik is $6 away from its low of the year. Home Depot is $30 away from its low of the year. It was as high as $439. It's now $353. $323 is the low of the year. HPQ at the low of the year. Uber, 54 is its low. It's at 72. IBM's low of the year, 162. We're at 248, nowhere near the low there. ARC Innovations, the low was 36.80. We're at $46. The Qs, the low of the year, 413. We're at 459. Spider, low of the year, 52-week low, 493. We're at 547, down from 613's high. Pfizer is at the low of the year, 24 range, 2430, 2470. Netflix, the high, 1,064, the low, 542. It's trading at 917 and falling. Cisco is high, 66.50, the low, 44.50. We're at 59.66. Goldman Sachs, the high of the year, 672. It's trading at 525 with a low of 387. Unity, the high was 30.88. Its low, 13.89. We're at 19.11. MicroStrategy, the high, 543. The low, 101. It's at 296. Palantir, high for the year, 125. The low, $20. It's at 83.90. AI, the high, 52-week, $45. The low, 18.85. It's trading at 20.54. ASTS, the 52-week high, $39. 52-week low, $199. It's at 20.82. Supermicro, the high for the year, 105. The low, 17. It's at $32. Meta, the high of 740. The low of 414. It's at 540. Nvidia, the high, 153. The low, 75.60. We're at 104.09. Amazon, the high of the year, 242, the low, 151. We're at 182. Google, the high for the year, 208, low, 148. We're at 152.97. We're only $5 away from the low of the year on Google. Microsoft, $4 away from the low of the year. 367 is the low, 468 is the high. We're at 371. Tesla, the high of 488, the low of 138. We're at 274. Apple, the high of the year, 260, the low 164. We're at 203. There's the story of some of the big cap companies out there at the moment. Welcome to the party, whether you like it or not. Welcome to the party. It is what it is. The Dow down 1,093 or so, down 187 on S&P. NASDAQ is off 775. The VIX is up 579. Gold down 80 and oil down 496 right now. Barron's is saying that U.S. employers cut 275,000 jobs in March, the third highest total on record, says Challenger Gray. I don't know if that's true, but that's what I'm reading right now. 275,000 jobs lost in March, according to some of these outfits here. And what else? What's going on here? All kinds of headlines coming on. I'm trying to read what's going on between the lines here for you. What's going on here? The home furnishing company RH, their shares sank 37% so far. They don't think the tariffs will stick. Well, we'll see about that as time goes by. There we go. Looking at just all kinds of interesting headlines out there. They're not pretty. That is for darn sure. Thanks again for responding to us this morning. 140 thumbs ups. I thank you. And 365 answers to the poll question. 69% of you now believe a recession is happening in America versus 31% because of the Trump tariffs. This will create a recession in America. We're already getting some ugly numbers being posted out there, everyone. All right. Thank you all. 124 drop on Rocket Lab, 110 on SoFi, 108 on GameStop at the moment. Let's see. Anything else going on? Get ready for stagflation, they say. What else? Okay. Jobless claims fall to a 7-week low, but watch out. Trade wars could hurt U.S. labor market. It's another headline going across. We have a lot to watch for, no doubt about it. We will definitely keep an eye on things together. Moving on here. Thank you all. We are way oversold. We might see a bump up, but this thing, like Uncle Bruce says, we're on a heck of a bumpy ride down. Flint Creek Soap Company, waiting for materials, quote, I see 100% tariff on canola oil. If someone suggests I grow my own, I have a bar of soap to wash your mouth out with. Right on. Welcome all to the program, to the show. Oh, my. We're down 1,150 again on the Dow. We are slumping again. We'll see how much more it has in it, down 2.75%. The NASDAQ is down 4.5%, so we can still drop another 2% on the Dow, which would generate another 2,000 or a 1,500-point drop, a 900-point drop, bring us to 2,000. So it's possible. Don't know. S&P down 3.3%, 190 points, and the NASDAQ down 802 now. As we are watching the markets stay under pressure at the moment. Oil 459 on the downside, down 6.5% on oil so far. This is telling me there's U.S. dollar problems, and number two, oil consumption, oil demand might be much weaker than anticipated, and the oil will be the world will slosh in too much oil. That might well be happening going forward. Looking at a quick look at the currency markets again, let's take a look at the U.S. dollar it was getting whacked. The euro is up 2.4% today, 2.4 cents to 111. The Japanese yen is gaining 3.5 pennies at one at what is it now, 145. So the US dollar is plummeting there. The UK currency is going up as well, 1.5 cents now, 131.6, almost hit 132 today on the UK pound. The Swiss franc was at 88 cents, and now it's at 85.7. That's bad for the dollar. The American dollar is only worth 85 cents against the Swiss franc, losing 2.5 pennies today. Canadian dollar is up 1.8 cents against the American dollar today. Canadian dollar is now shooting at 71.2 cents. This was a 69-cent dollar last week. So the Canadian dollar has gained almost 2.5 cents on the American dollar, almost 3 cents. The Mexican peso is at 19.89. It was as bad as 20.5 just a few days ago. In the last 3 months, the peso was at 20.84. Now it's at 19.89. That is a 5% drop of the American dollar in Mexico, making Mexican vacations 5% more expensive for Americans. That is what this means. Euro was at 1.102, January the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. 102, it's now 111. So European vacations have gone up almost 10% in cost. UK was at 121. It's now 131. That's a 10-cent drop of buying power for Americans in Britain. Switzerland was 91 cents, almost 92. It's now 85.7. The Americans are getting hammered in Switzerland if they're on vacation there. Just saying, the American dollar is getting the crap kicked out of it right now. Not good. This is a self-inflicted wound that President of the United States has put on his own voters, his own followers, his own citizens, and there is no way that a bunch of factories are going to pop up overnight in America to give him what he ultimately wants. I just don't see it happening at all. All right. Let's see here. All kinds of stuff going on here. Tons of headlines all over the place. We're trying to keep it economic if at all possible. Okay. Welcome all to the show. Glad to have you here. And just trying to follow 25 stories at the same time. Okay. Retaliation tariffs are coming your way, apparently, say some of these countries, to the U.S. government. There will be retaliatory measures taken shortly. We're all waiting for that. That will be a nonstop show going forward now for weeks, I believe. Not fun at all. Not fun. Okay. Welcome all to the program. Thank you for joining me today. And I just hope you guys get richer today. That's what I really want to see. Let's go. Good morning from Hector to everybody. Beach Boy, we bow to the Kashmir goddess. Hostergaard, is it a canola oil soap? You might save it. About to get expensive. Ed is throwing us a donation here. Green paintbrush, please, Uncle Bruce. €5. Thank you, Ed, so much for that donation. Appreciate it. Crazy 49er just rolled my Apple, my January $255 calls. I'm going out to June 26 from January 26 for an additional $1,000 premium. Thank you very much, Mr. Jonathan Ray, Grand Rising Bagel Gang, or Good Morning Bagel Gang, Hang on, Bruce. Good idea to buy back and write some more call credit spreads this morning while market is down, or fold up while volatile. I can't speak anymore. An excellent day to close out credit spreads that you're up nicely on. An excellent time to do that and get ready to write new short-term positions right away. John, how is the yen looking, Bruce, for carry trade? Flint, I blend olive, coconut, and olive oils and others, says Flint. So that's why everything is so neat, so great. The soap is fantastic. Look, the currencies are all winning against the American dollar right now. That is a fact. The American dollar is no longer the only place to go. A lot of players out there are running to other currencies. U.S. bonds are yielding less money, and so it's not the be-all and end-all right now. We'll just see how this all plays out. Congratulations, those of you who are winning on these option trades. It's what you're supposed to be doing. It's your job. You are supposed to maximize your returns, buy back call options that are slumping, and write a new batch of calls for more cash. This is your job. Bring in more capital into your accounts. That is the deal, and that is what you're supposed to do. We're down 1,200 on the Dow, down 180 on S&P. We're down 750 now on NASDAQ. All right, everyone, welcome to the party here. Thank you for joining me. GameStop is down 92 cents at 21.77, which is the high of the day right now. At the moment, we're showing other stocks here. SoFi still showing a loss of 111, and ASTS down 106, Rocket Lab down 116. MSTR down $16, AI down 173. Stocks getting hurt the most today: Apple, Nvidia, Tesla, Nike, Walmart, Five Below, RH, Lamb, Weston, and more. All kinds of talk here about these tariffs. Many big U.S. technology stocks were falling following Trump's tariffs announcement. Apple, which produces most of its iPhones in China, was down 9.2%. Amazon down 7.8%. Meta Platforms down 7.9%. Wedbush analyst Dan Ives called the tariffs announcement worse than the worst case scenario that Wall Street was fearing. He added that tech stocks will clearly be under major pressure on this announcement as the worries about demand destruction, supply chains, and especially the Taiwan-China piece of the tariffs. Sneaker and athletic apparel maker Nike declined 11%. Factors in Vietnam made about 50% of Nike footwear and 28% of its apparel products in 2024. Deckers Outdoor down 14%. The maker of Hoka sneakers and UGG boots dropped 14%. Lululemon doubled 13%. Semiconductor stocks traded lower, even as White House said the tariffs on Taiwan won't apply to chips. Nvidia down 4.9%, now down 5.4%. Advanced Micro down 4.3%. Qualcomm down 5.5%. Tesla was down 3.8% following the tariff announcement. The leading U.S. maker of electric vehicles closed up 5.3% on Wednesday following a Politico report that said Musk plans to step away from his government role in the coming weeks. The stock had traded lower in the session after the company's first quarter deliveries dropped 13% from a year ago and missed estimates. Lucid Group delivered 3,109 vehicles in the first quarter and produced 2,212 vehicles, plus more than 600 additional vehicles in transit to Saudi Arabia for final assembly. The EV company also said it planned to offer $1 billion on convertible senior notes. The stock declined 4.8%. Discount retailer Dollar Tree, which receives the majority of its direct imports from China, was down 9.3%. The company said last month it was implementing strategies to mitigate the blow from tariffs. Five Below fell 23%. Mega retailers were mixed on the tariffs news. Walmart was down slightly. Costco rose 0.6%. Target was off 8.3%. The companies have warned that Target's tariffs will lead to higher prices on their products. RH sank 39% after fiscal fourth quarter earnings missed analyst estimates. Lyft declined 8.6%. Analysts at Bank of America Securities downgraded the ride-sharing company to underperform from buy and reduced the target price to $10.50 from $17.50. Conagra Brands reported fiscal third quarter adjusted earnings of 51 cents a share, missing estimates of 52. Shares of the maker of Slim Jims and Healthy Choice frozen meals rose 2.6%. The company's fiscal year guidance was unchanged, with Conagra saying it expects limited impact to fiscal 25 from previously announced tariffs on steel and aluminum from China. Guidance doesn't reflect any impacts from other tariffs, the company said. Lamb Weston rose 12% after fiscal third quarter adjusted earnings at the maker of French fries topped Wall Street estimates. It was the best performing stock today on the S&P 500. There you go. Those are the headlines that are going on right now. We're down now 1,364 points on the Dow. We're down substantially here, and it is what it is. We've got the S&P down 179 and NASDAQ down 744. Okay, we got a lot of activity going here. Down 486 on oil, $52 drop on gold, a little slight recovery. We're still down $5 on the VIX at 2647 or so, with the Dow now approaching 1,400 points in losses, from what I see from this YouTuber's perch, as I see it right now. Thank you all for joining in this morning. Let's see. Susan Shops, AT&T is up 1.8% today at 28.66. Among this sea of red, they invested for space satellites into ASTS, a favorable stock of some of us, a favorite stock. There you go. Definitely, ASTS still down $1.04, but not as bad as it was. That's true. SoFi down 119, Rocket Lab down 132, GameStop down 107. Brian, I'm not down as much as I thought today. Thank God I have covered calls written on most of my shares. I haven't bought back any covered calls yet. I think we have further to fall this week. Well, we'll see about that. Again, if you can do rollovers, if you can buy back calls to roll into further out positions, maybe out of the money, maybe not as much out of the money, bring those premiums lower, the strike price is lower, but go out in time and add dollars per contract into your account. $1's $100. Can you bring $200 or $300 per contract into your hands and add $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 of cash in your hand to now use to buy these shares at super cheap prices to write more calls or other trades? It's what you should be doing. You should be looking to maximize your money on hand, to maximize your ability to write more contracts. Bring the money in from the gamblers into your account. It's the only way you're going to grow. It is the way to grow your wealth. This is the name of the game here. ASTS is down only 98 cents. We have come back to 21.43 after being as low as 20.01. ASTS has recovered $1.42 of its losses to be down 97 cents only. That is a huge turnaround. SoFi got down to 11.08. It's now 11.16. It's a slight bit better, not much yet. Rocket Lab is at 18.09 after dropping to 17.66. GameStop got down to 21.26. It's 21.64. Definitely better. MSTR got down to 285.58. It's now 293.66. That is an improvement of $7 odd a share on MSTR. AI is at 20.08 after dropping to 20.01. A slight bounce so far. SMCI got down to 31.55. It's 33.02. A nice recovery there so far. NVIDIA got down to 103.26. It's 105.15, almost a $2 bounce back. Tesla got down to 264. It's now 271.59. A bounce back of some degree there. We're watching a lot of stuff here, guys. Volatility everywhere. 1,367 point loss on the Dow. 204 on S&P, and 795 on NASDAQ. Gold down $54. The VIX is up 530, and oil down $4.96 to 66.75. Welcome, everyone, to this morning's verdict on the Trump tariffs yesterday. There it is. That's a guy trying to tell you in plain English what's going on right now in this market. Thank you all for joining me today from wherever you are. 400 people have answered the question of the day. 70% of you now are saying, I think the U.S. will enter a recession because of the Trump tariffs. 30% saying, there's no way. He's the golden boy. It's going to be great. Yeah, thank you. Well, 70-30 in favor, guesstimating there's going to be a recession here. We have a thumbs up meter coming through. Thank you, everybody, for finding the thumbs up button and hitting it for us. 155 have come through now, 45 to go. And we've got our magical 200 thumbs up number, which we always try to get every day. Thank you for helping us out. Christina, I said no just to be half full. Laugh out loud. There you go. I do not believe we're going into a recession, Bruce. I'm a half full gal. There you go. Well, think what you like. The market doesn't lie. We're now down 1,400 on the Dow. These are the lows, I think, of the session, or pretty darn close to them. Yeah, we're just about there right now. 40,818 is the Dow. We're about 17 points away from the low of the session, which is just a 1 minute flip back and forth. Pressure is coming through there. We'll watch for that. Down 88 on ASTS to 2154. It's at the high of the day right now. GameStop down 114 at 2155 at the moment. Thank you, everyone. Jen is in the house. And we are alive and well here following these crazy markets, to say the least. Welcome all to the program. Fun times, maybe not fun times. It's a crazy time.
I think we might be asking a little too much for the bagel.
Yeah, well, the bagel, what should be on the bagel today to see if we can get a recovery on this market or not? I'm kind of thinking we gotta put the ham and cheese and egg in there. We'll see if we can maybe the eggs and the ham and the cheese and the sesame seeds and the ketchup dipping will solve this market issue. I don't know. We'll try our best. I'll work as hard as I can for you. Maybe the bagel can help the market to improve today. Oh, sure. Anytime. I'm hungry. Anytime. We'll see how this plays out. Yes. Uncle Bruce has been busy this morning. We went on a little earlier than usual to stay on top of this market this morning. And, we'll see how it all plays out. 162 on the thumbs up meter. Thank you again, everyone. Much appreciated. 38 away from 200. This is tremendous. And 406 of you now have answered the question of the day. 70-30. 70% say yes, the Trump tariffs are going to cause a recession in America. That's pretty evident. Jen is going, it's going to be global. That's what I've been saying here all morning. Good morning to Auntie Jen from a number of people here, including Richard Carlin. Juan is saying that BIL is paying my rent tomorrow. Juan, neat. Lorraine, number 164. Bobby, that's going to be a big bagel, Uncle Bruce. I'm glad you're hungry. We need all the help you can give us. This bagel got to save this market for us. I don't know about that.
No pressure.
No pressure here, Bruce. You chop that bagel and see if the market goes up or not. Let's see if that happens. Giddy up. Yeah, Bobby, you might need a bag full of bagels today, Bruce. 1,400 point drop, 1,300 point drop. Yikes. Well, what can I say? Unbelievable. Giddy up, everybody. Welcome to the program. Thank you for joining me today. and welcome to the party, pals, where option writers are winning. Option writers on this channel are absolutely winning this market shenanigans. You've long ago sold your stocks. You started writing cash secured puts. You started writing credit spreads. You're writing inside your retirement account covered calls, and you're rolling them forward, bringing in bigger premiums, buying more discounted stock now to write more contracts. Well done. This is the name of the game here. Never stopping this business. One, don't forget to sprinkle those sesame seeds, Bruce. Hector, Uncle Bruce, each time you have a deep sigh, just know that your teachings have fallen on fertile ears. There you go. Love the sound of that. Congratulations, option writers. You stick with the program. Just always be writing and take the shrinkage. Write, if you can, out of the money calls. Cash secured puts that pay you crazy percentages of returns. Take the dough. Absolutely. Grab interest anywhere you can through BIL ETFs or corporate bond ETFs, whatever works for you. Grab interest income while it's being handed here to you. Why not? This is definitely the name of the game. Oh boy, it's been an interesting opening to say the very least. Indeed, the sun is up. We've got sunshine out there, so we're not complaining about that. We'll hope for nice, warm, sunny weather. Blinded by the light. Oh, I'm melting. 1457 gain drop on the Dow. 1457. We're going for 1500 point drop here on the Dow. Bobby, I'm thinking it's still too early to roll up from Jan 26 to Jan 27 at this point. Might be. Again, each of you decides your own account's direction and what kind of returns you were looking to take out of it. Charlie, I've got a stink bid in to close my IBM call spreads that I just did the other day. Bruce, I got my stink bid in there, and if they hit me, baby. Thank you very much. And I'll then do another. Well done indeed, Charlie. Way to go. Love it. Stink bids save lives. That is exactly right. Stink bids, stink offers. I like this game. The only channel on YouTube where people almost make money all the time when we have down days, up days, and flat days, right here. Stock Markets with Bruce. If you learn how to write stock options, you have ways to make money in all kinds of markets. Welcome all, and congratulations all of you to the program. Giddy up, baby. We're not going back. That's right. We're never going back to that ugly world of trying to guess what stocks are going up versus down. Don't want to play that game anymore. There you have it. Well, let's see what happens. Yes, indeed. Headline here from Barron's: the stock market pain is just getting started. This is how you sabotage the world's economic engine. That is the story by someone named Al Root. The stock market was slumping after President Donald Trump made his tariff announcement. To state the obvious, it was worse than investors feared, and now they need to figure out what it means for stocks over the rest of 2025. On Wednesday, the president announced reciprocal tariffs at his Liberation Day event. According to the president, a minimum baseline tariff of 10% will be imposed on everyone, but additional reciprocal tariffs will be imposed as well on select countries. The new tariffs appear to be in addition to those announced on automotive imports and on China. Car imports are going to be taxed at 25% as expected. Rates were much higher than expected. Chinese imports, for instance, are facing a 34% import tariff. iPhones are about to get much more expensive. Spider Exchange Traded Fund, SPY, was down 3.4% early trading. The Roundhill Magnificent 7 ETF, MAGS, was down 5.2%. The Dow Jones Industrial Average, DJAI, fell more than 1,200 points. President Trump just finished his tariff speech at the White House, and we would characterize this slate of tariffs as worse than the worst case scenario, as said Dan Imes from Wedbush. All right, there you have it. The Yale Budget Lab estimates the overall effective tariff rate on imports in the U.S. will be about 23%, almost 10 percentage points worse than they were expecting. Tariffs that high will cost the average household about $3,800 more in prices. There are some reason for hope. The S&P 500 is down about 8% from recent highs, reflecting some bad news. If things can turn around on Thursday, investors should watch the 5750 level in a rally. Getting through that would certainly support the thesis that the worst is over, says Jason Brown, president of the Texas-based investment advisory firm Alexis Investment Partners. He's optimistic that Wednesday means the market will move past peak uncertainty. But the downside looms as well. The Dow, by the way, down 1,500 now. With 5,500, perhaps the next support level for the S&P, we're, by the way, at 54.57, in case you're curious. If nothing else, the announcement means the volatility will continue. Let's see here. Venu Krishna, Barclays head of U.S. equity strategy, says the volatility will continue. After tariffs, there are still questions about retaliation, inflation, consumer spending, the industrial production. Krishna recently cut his 2025 earnings estimates for the S&P 500 from 271 to 262 and is monitoring scenarios that could wipe out 2025 earnings growth. Krishna is staying positive on big tech stocks, though prices for Apple, Amazon, Alphabet, Meta, Microsoft, Nvidia have fallen about 24 times earnings, down 25% from a recent peak of 32 times, making the sector a good place to hide. Tech earnings will continue to grow. And where else would you want to hide if things go wrong, he asks. They weren't doing so well in early trading, though. Apple down 9%, Amazon down 7.4%, Alphabet down 4%, Meta had fallen 8%. Let's see here. Still, sector rotation aside, some Wall Street sound cautiously. Some on Wall Street sound cautiously optimistic despite the late Wednesday slide. We would be wary of a complete risk-off or go-to-cash approaches that constrain future growth participation. I tell you, these guys just don't get it. I mean, every damn time, oh, I wouldn't go to cash. Oh, no, I would reallocate my money into another loser. These guys never say sell. Do you get that? Does it sink into any of you? Unbelievable. They never say sell. They just say rotate, because they want the commissions and they want their percentage on managing your money, and they never want you to do it yourself. It is just pathetic what Wall Street keeps telling you to do and how they keep telling you to do it. And it's nothing new. It just guarantees that so many of you are going to outperform Wall Street. You're going to outperform any analyst. You're going to outperform any wealth manager out there. And I say, just keep up the good work. Option premiums are going to make you folks much wealthier than getting managed by these clowns who are drinking Kool-Aid you don't want to drink. It is toxic. We're down 1534 on the Dow. We're down 214 on S&P. We're down 850 on NASDAQ. And we're going to go lower over the next few weeks. We're not going to go back to highs. I don't see that. Oh, it's not easy being me sometimes. I have to repeat myself so many times. I hate doing it, but I have to. Got to be consistent for you. Anyway, there you go. Let's see what else is going on here. Susan Shops, Bruce, I'm not so sure of this drop. Yes, Dow is down 1,200, but Palantir only down 4.8%. I remember April 24, Nvidia dropped 15%. What does this mean? If not, all stocks are going down. I do agree that certain stocks will do better than others, but the indexes themselves are going to go lower. Certain stocks will not go off as bad as others, depending on how domestic they are. Charlie, boom, IBM spread closed 50% profit in less than a day. Thank you, everybody, very, very much. Took all of 2 minutes to hit that stake bid, and I got it. Nice job. Uncle Bruce, no hope for heights anymore at GameStop. I'm still looking for good times on GameStop. Susan Shops, Bruce, I'm referring to one-day dramatic drops on bad news. I really thought this morning NVIDIA would have dropped a lot more. NVIDIA's gone from 150 to 105. It's dropped $45 a share. you got to be with the program all the time. 104.95 right now, down 547. No gains coming from NVIDIA right now, obviously, but we'll see. Welcome all to the show and to the program. Whew. What else is going on here? Chad, yesterday I wrote a February 4 expiry call on NVIDIA. Okay, you're losing me. Are you talking about an April 2nd? I don't know what's going on here. I don't know what you're doing. You wrote a credit spread on NVIDIA, 113.14. I was given 20 cents. It was close to the strike, but the orange man gave me some breathing room. Right on, chat. 4-4. Okay. April the 4th expiry. That's tomorrow. Okay, got it. Okay. Fair enough. Doing everything I'm telling you not to do. You're writing right at the money, expiring tomorrow, and I'm telling you to go 2-3 weeks out, way out of the money. But hey, you're a gambler. You're winning this one, and I'm happy for you. But anyone out there who's writing 3 week out, way out of the money trades are making money just like you are without the stress. But hey, you're probably younger than most. It's okay. Go with whatever you got to go with. I get you. I get you. Just make money, please. 1493 drop on the Dow. We're going down 1500 again. Giddy up or not giddy up at the moment. Yikes is what we have here. Welcome to the program this morning. Make the money, please. Make the money. Absolutely. You notice a shadow coming across me now. I've got it on my face now. The sun here, where it's reflecting off of something here. I don't know where, whatever. It's wild. It's wacky. Welcome to the morning as the sun is rising dramatically here in California. 1106 on SoFi down 125. ASTS down 65 cents, continuing to climb. Rocket Lab down $1.30 at 1803. GameStop 2138 down $1.30. MSTR down 1890.
That's just to prove what your mommy told you.
Really?
The sun will always come up tomorrow.
It'll always come up tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar. Uncle Bruce is going to have a bagel with ham and cheese and a sesame seed bagel on top. Oh my gosh, look at this. Ketchup.
Ketchup.
Dip. Chomp. There you go. We're down 1544 on the Dow Jones right now. We're down 225 on S&P. We're down 852 on NASDAQ. Is there a partial recovery coming? I don't know.
There's your napkin.
Thank you so much, Dan.
Okay.
Thank you.
The power of the bagel. Hot, hot, hot.
Mm-hmm.
Hot, 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 hot.
Yeah, baby. Breakfast time with Uncle Bruce. Welcome all to the program. Welcome all to the show. Let's see if we can make you guys some dough. Stephen Butler, heading to the dentist. Have a great day, everybody. You too, Stephen.
Is he visiting or is he the dentist?
He's heading. He's heading. He's going in. Lovely. Very nice.
A little time to relax before curling starts.
Curling is coming up. Canada is record
6-1.
6-1.
We might be 7.
7-1. I think you're 7-1. Canada's 7-1 in the World Men's Curling Championships. Auntie Jen is breathing a sigh of relief. She knows they're in the playoffs.
Well, we're not there yet. By today's, we'll for sure. I hope. Today's a hard day. Today is quite a hard day. Yeah.
Jen will be busy today.
We played China this morning, and then tonight we play Switzerland.
2 top teams.
The 3 of us are waltzing together. We're changing places, but we're 1, 2, and 3.
There you go.
Yes, we are 6-1. China is 6-2. Switzerland is 5-2.
Anybody notice the number one team in the Eastern Division in the American League? Toronto Blue Jays.
Oh, I know.
Number one.
After their first game, they kind of got spanked on their home opener, 12-2.
12-2 was the first game of the year. They lost to Baltimore. They've been 5-1 since.
That's a harsh curling score. It's a harsh baseball score.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What can I say? Still down 1574 on your Dow. We're down 231 on S&P. We're down 864 on NASDAQ.
No one in the world is very happy.
It is 10:21 Eastern Time, 7:21 here in California. I've been up since 3:30 this morning, and didn't sleep well last night. Go figure.
But I'm impressed you made it to the alarm.
Yeah, well, what can I
Without
say?
just staring at the ceiling.
There you go. Red everywhere on my screen. How about yours? Option writers. Well done, everybody. Good morning, Auntie Jen from Splair. J-Boy, we did the Toronto spanking. O's fan over here from Baltimore. There you go. Well, you spank the Yankees for us and spank Tampa Bay for us, okay?
One of my good friends is such a Yankees fan. He lives and dies with the Yankees. Yeah.
Yes, we have a good friend of ours.
I have no idea how that evolved. I don't know. Was it something I said? I don't know.
Fantastic. I'm still down 1,550 on the Dow. I'm not expecting much of a recovery at this point, but there will be movement. We're down 516 on oil. We're down to 66.50. Gold is coming back. It was down 80 something this morning. It's down 30 something now. A little recovery on oil on gold to a degree. Gold a bit better. The VIX down 590, up 593. That's bad. The VIX is now at 2744. Definitely bearish. That is definitely in play there. No denying that. Okay. The second half of the bagel is about to be consumed here live around the world. Hope I'm not offending any of you, but I'm hungry.
Oh, it's quite crispy. Is that your egg?
Nope.
Oh. Well, there's holes in these bagels, and so you get little wells of butter and mustard.
It's okay. It's all right. We'll survive.
You're not sending it back? So the chef can spit on it?
Accurate. Only the Savage of Wall Street sleeps well on this pile of cash. Tom, my first ever Blue Jays game, I caught a foul ball.
Nice.
Dude, Uncle Bruce, hey, look at us back at last week's prices. Great for option shrinkage. Mandu number 5. Good morning, Auntie Jen. Mandu number 5. Bagel time. Morning, all.
Number 5.
Welcome all to the program, kids. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, kids. We're down 1480 on the Dow. A little better. I doubt this has anything to do with it.
Of course it does.
Look at that ASTS stock. 22.15 now, just down 26 cents. This was as low as 20.01. It's come back to 11 a share. It's only down 29 cents. It's really coming on. Tariffs won't affect that company. I'm waiting for Rocket Lab to recover. I'm waiting for SoFi to recover. GameStop will pop back. May not be today, but they will bounce back, no problem. Very strong financially, cash balances. Yeah, there's all kinds of other stuff to watch with those guys, not the trade thing. That they're not going to be like Lululemon or others who are really getting hit with tariffs. Fabulous. Fabulous.
Hungry this morning.
I'm hungry. I had nothing to eat this morning. I just had my coffee, some cola, and nothing else. Jeff is saying the SoFi just went under 11. I'm showing it at 11.05-ish. I could be behind in my quote here. 1098 for the low of the session. 17.8 million volume. Very calm. Not very heavy yet. Boy. Very good. Okay. Comment from Going Tiger. I just wrote a June 2025 expiry, SoFi, $10 put for 90 cents. I got assigned 2,000 shares at 16, which I'm down now. However, I'm receiving shrinkage from the covered call written against my shares. And there you go. Okay. See what happens there. Always be writing. Bobby says, I believe in a recovery as well, which is why I think rolling down and out isn't correct this early in the year. Jarrett, I wrote 40 spider 560.61 covered call credit spreads expiring on the 8th of April at 15 cents each. So I got a 15% return on my investment here. 560.61 on the spiders. They're 543 right now is where the spiders are. So he's ahead of the market there. It's a $4,000 trade, bringing in $600. Okay. Oh boy, done. Thank you, Auntie Jen. Man, I needed that, I'll tell you. We're still down 1483, near the lows of the day. 1104 on SoFi, 2207 on ASTS, 1803 on Rocket Lab, 2136 on GameStop. At the moment. Well, thank you all for joining me. Thanks again. I hope you like this game. I like this game. Giddy up. Juan says, bring the vacuum.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks to the 436 of you today, 437 of you today who have participated in the question of the day. 437 people have answered the question of the day. It's pretty darn good. There's 236 here watching live. We did get over 300 at one point today watching live consecutively. Appreciate you all being here. 179 thumbs up so far. That's appreciated. 21 to go to get us to 200 thumbs up. Thank you for this. 68% of you are telling me that you believe there is a recession coming in the U.S. because of the Trump tariffs. Only 32% of you don't think there will be one. But 68% of you are getting the details now of this tariff program. A lot worse than what the market was wondering about, and now this is affecting forecasts everywhere. We're going to get a lot more updates on the possibility of a recession here. 183 on the thumbs up meter, 17 to go, and we got 200 thumbs ups. Thank you, everybody. 439 responders now. 69% say yes, a recession is coming to America because of the Trump tariffs kicking in. Self-inflicted recession, not necessarily the best way to go. We'll find out. Won't we just? Oh, we'll be finding out fairly soon. We'll be watching with you for sure. Bobby, I'm wondering now that Liberation Day has passed. He starts to focus on the market, or like Jim Cramer said last night, he doesn't care about the market. Susan Shop says, I'm looking at writing ASTS January 2026, $20 strikes for 610, or should I go to March 26 for $6.70? For the additional 60 cents, I wouldn't bother giving up 2 months. Jan 26, yeah, that's a pretty good return. Nice going. ASTS at $22 right now. Right on. Tom, Microsoft call credit spread. May 9th expiry, 415 to 425. I got hit at 109 credit. I took the dough. Nice trade there. We're at 373 on the stock. And Tom is into 415 and 425 contracts, way ahead of it with an expiry May 9. That's a 5-week time frame. So at 109, that's almost an 11% return. Nicely out of the money. 27 plus 50, $42 out of the money. I like this trade a lot. This is well done, Tom. Write as many as you can and enjoy this return. Absolutely. A week from now, if the stock is sitting at 380, 375, 85, this spread will be lower, no doubt about that. Time is your friend, the enemy of these guys. If this stock goes lower in the next week to 365, 360, 355, these will be down to a 40, 50 cent spread in no time. So yeah, Tom, you're looking at a profit here. Like I said, there's no better feeling than writing contracts, knowing that the minute you write them, you're going, I'm going to win on this trade nicely. I just got paid a ridiculous amount of money for this push, for this move. Tom, well done on that credit spread. I love it. Keep up the good work, sir. Keep us posted. Microsoft's been real good to me on spreads, Uncle Bruce. Jared, I also wrote 50 Spider 557, 558s that expire on the 4th. That's tomorrow. They gave me 11 cents on those. A $1 spread, getting a $100 cost, getting an $11 credit, 11% for 1 day. That's a great trade too. That really is. That you can do 5 of those, 10 of those, 50, 100. Way to take it. And look, Jared will be a happy camper if he buys them back for 2 cents or lets them die worthless. Either way. 557, 558 on Spider. Giddy up. We've got Spider right now at 543. He is 557. So he's $14 out. Tomorrow expiry. Interesting. Twilla Blade. I wrote 3 cash secured puts on SoFi for Jan 26. $22 strike. They gave me $11.15 each in cash. So I put up 2,200. I got 1,100 and 1,100 and $1,150 back right away. Half his money right there. Obviously, you take 11.15 off of 22. He's offering to buy the stock at about 10.85. And Twilla Blade is using one strategy and one strategy only. He's thinking if the stock pops back to $14, these are worth $8. And I got 11.15 for him. I'm already ahead $3 a contract. Stock doesn't have to do a whole lot for me to make some money on this trade. Oh, well done, Twilla Blade. $2,200. If you clear 300 on it in a couple of weeks, let's suppose. After all, the end of this month, we'll get the financials for the first quarter. The shares pop 14 and a half, $15. He's going to clear $400 on this trade on a $2,200 total investment. He's going to make 15-20% net on his money in what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks? Again, that's the gamble he's taking. He's willing to wait for that return. Interesting, sir. Very interesting. Well done, everybody. Thank you for letting us know what kind of trades you're doing, what kind of positions you're willing to take. Absolutely extracting money from this market all over the place. My viewers who have taken my classes, taking advantage of these sales, learning how to do spreads, learning how to do covered calls, learning how the markets work, knowing depreciations. They figured out these option chains, and for the rest of their lives, they are going to extract 10% here, 15% here, 8% here, 11% there, 5% there, 17% there. They're just taking money off the table on all of these different trades, whether you like NVIDIA, you like Apple, you like SoFi, what are you into? It matters not. Well done all. Fantastic. Jeff, I don't think he cares at all about the market. Remember, this is a guy that bankrupted a casino. It's all about the grift. Amazing to me that, yeah, he went bankrupt. He had a casino go bankrupt. I mean, how the hell do you have a casino go bankrupt? How the hell do you do that? That's a cash business. Yeah. He even bankrupted casinos. And he's telling the world, this is how we're going to run things now. Unbelievable. Just mind-numbingly unbelievable. But look, I'm just a guy in front of a computer trying to tell you in plain English what the market is doing. The market is rendering its verdict here. You have to take advantage of this market sentiment to make you money. That you don't have to guess this market ever. You just go with this market. I keep telling you that. And many of you have figured this out and are really cashing in here. And you should be cashing in. You deserve to make a ton of money here. I want to get you into the top 10 percentile demographic so you can get away from the nonsense in the bottom end of this economy. Get away from that area. Thank you all for letting us know how you doing. What kind of trades are you up to right now? What kind of call credit spreads are you doing? What kind of iron condors are you working on? What kind of covered call strategies are you working on? By all means, let us know. Cash secured put trades. Oh my, love it. Keep us posted. We love watching this. 1094 on SoFi. Bargoon City, 1094 again. ASTS 2167 is backing up just a little bit. Rocket Lab 1787. GameStop 2143. MSTR down $18.87. All righty. Ray, Sherlock, Ireland foolishly has built our economy with U.S. pharmaceutical and tech companies. When they go, Ireland is done for. I see Facebook, Apple, and Pfizer leaving in the not too distant future. I don't know if that's truly going to happen. I'm not sure about that. But the good news for Ireland is that hundreds and hundreds of corporations have set up there that are of a very large nature, and they are generating billions in tax savings because of it. I don't see them walking away anytime soon in any serious way. This is for the rest of the world's economy, not America's economy. So I don't know if Ireland really is in any trouble here. Crazy 49er, Uncle Bruce, would you hypothetically write one covered call on Palantir, $100 strike expiring June for a 625 premium? Would you do that trade, Palantir? Well, the stock is 83.79 right now, and you can bring in $625 writing a $100 strike, which means you're offering the stock for 106.25, and it's trading at 83.80. I don't know why I wouldn't take that deal. I would be happy to take that kind of a trade, no question about it. Tom, would take them years to leave, Ray? Of course. J-Boy, unrelated to anything, anyone remember the SNL Kevin Nealon bit on Weekend Update where he's an update film reviewer, an adult film reviewer? Found myself getting interested in this right away. More interested. Hilarious guy. J-Boy, then suddenly I lost interest. He does a series of YouTube videos. I don't know if you know this, but he loves to go hiking in the hills around Los Angeles, and he'll be walking along with a stick, with an Apple phone on the end of a little stick, and then he'll have a celebrity walk with him for a hike, and they'll just have a 20-minute walk and chat, and he'll edit it and then air it. I would check out Kevin Nealon. Just do a search for Kevin Nealon hikes. Yeah. You'll find dozens and dozens of people, men and women, who've joined him over the last several years. Some are they're just hilarious. They're very informative. He asks some very mundane questions, and he gets some really interesting questions or answers to people's lives and histories and careers and stuff. He'll go, I didn't know you did. I didn't know that. I thought I knew you. I didn't know about that. Very entertaining. Anyway, you're up to you. Crazy 49er, laugh out loud. I bought Palantir for $10. I bought the dip on Palantir. J-Bo, I watch all the hiking with Kevin. Yes, indeed, I watch those. I keep an eye on those. I do enjoy them. Welcome all to the program. Look, you can go out there and buy Palantir right now at 83, 84, write a $100 call, bring in $6-something, and say to yourself, well, that's 7.5% on the cost of the stock. The shares go up $1 a week for 10 weeks in a row. They go to $93. Your contract is still out of the money, and it's 10 weeks less to live. Win-win all the time. And then roll forward to 105s or 110s, go further a few months out. I mean, take the cash or call credit spreads on Palantir. What's wrong with 100 to 105s or 110 to 120s on Palantir? Nothing with those. Check the option chain and see if there's a trade for you. If you can afford $8,300 to buy Palantir, you can do 8 $10 credit spreads, call credit spreads. You got $8,000 lying around, you can do 16 $5 credit spreads. Maybe you can haul in 10% return for a 2, 3 week, 4 week position on $8,000, 10%, $800. That'll buy you a nice flat screen television. Even with the tariffs, you'll still get a nice sized television. It's a thought. It's just a thought. Bobby, if Ireland votes Conor McGregor as president, he could just fight anyone who wants to leave. Tom, He won't be able to run, Bobby. He won't be able to run. And Crazy for I need to rewatch the cash secured put lesson. I got to rewatch this, Uncle Bruce. I got to get my act together on that. There you go. Totally up to you, kids, how you want to play this market. Whatever, what is comfortable to you? What gives you comfort? Do you like playing cash secured puts and sitting on a mountain of money? Would you rather have call credit spreads, put credit spreads, iron condors? Are you into writing covered calls, short term, medium term, longer term? This market, this option business is a wide open area for you to exploit. You just need to grab the classes, understand how it's done, and that's what I'm about. I'm your instructor. Let me help you get richer. How many times do I keep referring to these Gold Bagel members and Chillin' with Uncle Bruce members? They're writers of options. They share with you their trades. You can grab my first 4 classes on sale right now, open up a practice account, replicate their trades in a practice account, learn how it's done at the same time, and within weeks, I guarantee you, you will likely say, I'm not practicing anymore. I'm doing this. I'm seeing these returns these guys are making. I replicated their trades in these practice accounts, and they're all up. I'm in on this. And then you take your next 4 classes, and then your next 4 classes. Come on, join the party, pal. Where have you been? Thank you, everybody. Crazy 49er, covered call credit spread classes. Cindy, cash secured puts, I feel the most comfortable. That's what I like, Bruce. I just love writing cash secured puts and just sitting on a mountain of money, folding my arms and saying, I dare you to exercise me. I dare you. I double dare you. Go ahead. Not a problem. I know what to do. Uncle Bruce has already shown me the game plan. I'm ready. Whenever you want. In the meantime, I'm sitting on a mountain of money. Other people's money. I'm making interest on this money. It's like getting a dividend. I'm getting a cash dividend on other people's cash. How easy is this? It doesn't matter what the market does. It doesn't matter. Unbelievable, Uncle Bruce. Unbelievable. Welcome to the party, pals. Take your favorite way. Take the favorite roadway you want to where you're making money. Stop leaving it to these professionals in Wall Street. They're morons. They're not going to make you any money like you can make money writing options. There's no way. No way. My goodness. All right, folks, I'm going to pack it in for now. I'm going to keep an eye on this market. I'm not going anywhere. I'm around. You need a one-on-one, let me know. You need help picking out which 4 classes you're going to buy, let me know. We're here for you. Jen and I wish you all the best today. Keep this market going. Take the money off the table. And let's see where it takes us from here. Thank you all for joining me yet again. And the thumbs ups and that poll question. Thank you for coming through for us every single day. 190 thumbs ups have come in. We're only 10 away from 200 thumbs ups. You guys are phenomenal. I thank you so much. It's quite the feat to get 200 thumbs ups on a 1,500 point down day. That is pretty tough to get. Thank you, everyone, for joining in here. 462 people have answered the question of the day. That is awesome as well. If only I could get 462 people to give us a thumbs up as well, that would be a lot nicer. We would have over 500 thumbs ups. That would be something else. This channel gets promoted by YouTube, but it depends on the thumbs up meter. That's one of the ways we get promoted by YouTube is thumbs ups. That's why I'm always begging for them. 196 now, 4 away. Who's going to be the 200 thumbs upper today? Which one of you guys is giving me the 200th thumbs up? Someone out there somewhere is plotting to be the number 200 thumbs upper. 197 now are in here. Thank you so very, very much. NASDAQ is dropping again now, down 991 points, 5.6% down. The Dow down 3.6% down. S&P down 4.3. Look at the oil market, down 545 now, 7.6% on oil. Getting nailed over there. Thank you again for all the support that you're giving us, even in this lousy market. There it is. 200 thumbs ups are in the hopper. You guys are incredible. I thank you. Charlie, thank you, my friend. And Susan Shops, I'm thinking now writing Jan 26, $15 strike for 380 for 25% return and out of the money with a stock at 22.36 is my math right? 25%, 22.36. I don't know what stock you're talking about. I don't know what stock you're talking about. $15 strike. Is this SoFi? Is this GameStop? Is this ASTS? You got to help me out here. I don't know which one you're helping me with. Charlie says SoFi. He thinks it's SoFi. Larry Titus, 2,000, baby, 200. I'm your guy. 200 thumbs up, baby. I did it. Thank you, Larry. I appreciate that. You know, that's worth a fireworks display. If I ever saw anything worth a fireworks display, see if I can pop something up. Here we go. Thank you. Thanks, Larry. I appreciate it. Charlie is thinking GameStop. John Gill is going, nee. I don't know what's going on. The stock is 21.30 on GameStop. We're at 17.56 on Rocket Lab. We're 21.30 on ASTS. We're 10.81 on SoFi. I don't know what Susan Shops is asking me for sure. I am lost in translation on this. If this is SoFi, and SoFi is under 11, those 15s would be 450, 475. So that doesn't sound right. Something somewhere is not sounding quite right. John Gill, neat. Chase Rosita Parker, neat. Don't forget the knee emojis, everybody. Thank you all for coming through today. Much appreciated, all of you. Have a wonderful rest of your day today. We'll keep an eye on the sidelines here, and if necessary, we'll come on later. In the meantime, you make money out there. Take the money off the table from these saps. Absolutely grab it. Thank you again a million times over, everybody. Thank you so very much. 200 plus thumbs ups. Thank you for that. That is absolutely a beautiful thing. 206 now. Look at that. They're still coming through. Fabulous, everybody. All right, Jen and I are saying our goodbyes in 3, 2, 1. Bye.